Ethan Walker was the middle child in a family where wealth was everywhere, but love was selective. His father, Charles, was a powerful real estate tycoon, and his mother, Margaret, was known for hosting high-profile charity events. Their mansion in the heart of Brookhaven had marble floors, chandeliers imported from Italy, and a garden the size of a small park. From the outside, the Walkers were the perfect family. Inside, Ethan might as well have been invisible. When his older brother Daniel wanted a new car, his father bought him a brand new BMW without hesitation. When his younger sister Lily wanted another designer handbag, her mother handed her a credit card with a smile. But when Ethan asked for money, even for something small, like replacing his worn-out shoes, the answer was always, "We can't just hand you money, Ethan. You have to earn it." His birthdays were the worst reminders. Year after year, they came and went like any other day. No cake. No candles. No one even saying the words "Happy Birthday." The house would be full of noise and laughter, but none of it was for him. The only thing they ever paid for was his education, but they made sure he never forgot it. "Don't forget, we're paying for you," his father would say, as if it were a debt he could never repay. Meanwhile, Daniel and Lily lived without limits, surrounded by comfort, air conditioning, and luxury, while Ethan spent his summers sweating in warehouses or delivering groceries just to buy the things his siblings got handed for free. Ethan kept his head down. He didn't beg for their approval anymore. But deep inside, he felt the weight of being unwanted. On the morning of his 18th birthday, Ethan thought, just for a moment, maybe things would be different. Maybe they'd surprise him. Maybe someone would say, "We're proud of you." Instead, his father called him into the study. The smell of cigar smoke hung in the air. Charles sat behind his massive oak desk, his fingers steepled. "Ethan," he said, his tone businesslike, "you're an adult now. We've done our part. It's time for you to be independent." Ethan frowned. "What are you saying?" "You'll need to find somewhere else to live," Margaret said from the corner of the room, her voice flat. "It's for your own good." It felt like the floor had disappeared beneath him. "You're kicking me out?" "We're giving you a chance to stand on your own," his father replied, as if it were some generous gift. A week later, Ethan stood on the curb with one suitcase and no home to go to. The first nights were the hardest. He slept on park benches, under bridges, in old buildings where the wind howled through broken windows. He ate cheap meals from greasy diners, or sometimes nothing at all. The city didn't care who you were, rich kid or nobody, when you were sleeping on the streets, but each freezing night and each empty stomach lit a fire in him. If his own family could discard him, he would make sure he never needed them again. He worked every job he could get. He washed dishes until his hands cracked. He carried heavy boxes in warehouses for 10 hours straight. He delivered parcels in the pouring rain. He learned to fix old laptops, then old phones, then anything with a circuit board. After a year of saving, he rented a small, damp room above a laundromat. From there, he started Walker Tech Solutions, just him. A second-hand workbench, and a few tools. At first, it was neighbors bringing in broken electronics. Then it was small businesses. Then it was companies. Ethan had a talent for solving problems others couldn't, and word spread fast. Years passed. The boy who had once been thrown out with nothing now ran Walker Technologies, a multi-million-dollar company with clients all over the world. His suits were tailored, his office had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline, and his name was in magazines. It didn't take long for his family to hear about it. One day, his secretary walked in and said, "Mr. Walker, there's a group here to see you. Says they're your family." Ethan almost laughed. But he told her to let them in. Charles, Margaret, Daniel, and Lily walked into his office like they'd been invited. Margaret smiled warmly, the way she never used to. "Ethan, darling. It's been too long. We're so proud of what you've accomplished." Ethan leaned back in his chair. "Is that so?" Charles cleared his throat. "We've been going through some financial difficulties. The economy, you know. We were hoping you could help us out. You mean give you money, Ethan said. Daniel stepped forward. We're family. Family takes care of each other. Ethan's eyes hardened. Funny. That's not what you believed when I was 18 and sleeping under a bridge. The visit ended quickly after that. But a week later, he was served court papers. They were suing him, claiming that because they had raised him, they were entitled to financial support for the rest of their lives. The case made headlines. Cameras flashed as Ethan walked into the courthouse, the abandoned son now a powerful man in a tailored suit. His lawyers laid out years of neglect and abandonment. Old neighbors testified about the way he had been treated. Emails and messages were shown in court, cold and dismissive, proof that the Walkers had cast him aside without care. When the verdict came, the judge's voice was clear. Family is more than blood. It is built on care, support, and love. The Walkers chose to sever that bond. The court finds in favor of Mr. Ethan Walker. Ethan walked out into the sunlight, free. That night, standing in the penthouse he had bought with his own hard work, Ethan looked out over the glowing city. For years, he had fought to prove himself. Now he didn't just have wealth. He had freedom. He had dignity. And for the first time in his life, he had peace.